Mabigat po ang aking puso habang pinagmamasdan natin ang epekto ng magnitude 7.8 na lindol sa ating mga komunidad. Marami ang nasirang bahay, gusali, paaralan, tulay at mga kalsada. Ang ilang lugar ay nahihirapan pa ring maabot dahil sa lawak ng pinsala. Pinakamabigat sa lahat, may mga buhay tayong nawala at may mga pamilyang nagdadalamhati sa oras na ito. Sa mga naulila, sa mga nasugatan, sa mga nawalan ng tahanan at sa lahat ng naapektuhan ng kalamidad na ito, nais kong ipaabot ang aking taos-pusong pakikiramay at panalangin. Nakikiisa kami sa inyong pagdadalamhati at sa inyong pagbangon. Maraming salamat sa ating mga government officials, respondents, volunteers, uniformed personnel, healthcare workers at mga kawani ng gobyerno na walang pagod na nagtatrabaho upang matulungan ang ating mga kababayan. Higit sa lahat, maraming salamat sa ating mahal na Pangulo sa kanyang pagbisita sa ating lugar na naapektuhan ng lindol. Maraming salamat po, Mr. President, sa lahat ng tulong na ibinigay niyo po sa amin. Sa mga panahong tulad nito, higit nating kailangan ang pagkakaisa, malasakit at pananampalataya. Patuloy po tayong mag-ingat, sundin natin ang mga abiso ng ating mga otoridad. Tulungan natin ang ating mga kapitbahay at ipagdasal natin ang bawat pamilyang naapektuhan. Sa mga nais pong magpaabot ng kanilang tulong, pwede niyo pong ipadala ang inyong mga donasyon through MANNY Pacquiao Foundation at PACQUIAO'S.org, Emmanuel and Gensan Heart Foundation. Maaring malakas ang lindol na ating naranasan, ngunit higit na makapangyarihan ang ating Panginoon na may hawak ng sanlibutan. Siya may bigay ng buhay sa atin. Sama-sama tayong pabangon, sama-sama nating muling itayo ang mga nasira at sama-sama nating ipakita ang tunay na diwa ng pagkakaisa, katatagan at pagmamalasakit sa kapwa. Mahal ko kayong lahat, mga kababayan ko. Patuloy po tayong magdasal para sa Sarangani and Gensan at sa lahat ng mga probinsya at city na naapektuhan ng lindol na ito. And stay strong. Ito lang po ang maiwan ko sa inyo. Stay strong in the Lord. He is our refuge, our strength, and our hope. God bless everyone because God is good all the time. Stay safe. Thank you.
And finds Una under ilalim. Santano at with a 3 by Marlon Tayon. Yes!
This is the Marlica Pilipinas Basketball League 2026 regular season, and we are at the PACQUIAO Arena for our Monday triple header. All smiles for Hesed, Gabo, and the Gensan Warriors as they are off to their best start in franchise history. Basilan Steel, on the other hand, making their moves in the transfer window. They have picked up Mac Talio and a few others as they try to make a push for the playoffs in the second half of the season. Yan po ang ating laban, Gensan against Basilan here at the PACQUIAO Arena. Magandang gabi mga kaliga, si Dav Tupas kasama si Christian Luanzon. Makakasama din natin si Mika Abesamis in a bit. Mapapanood nyo ang MPBL on YouTube, Tap Sports and Solar Sports. And here you see, Christian, the two teams, nakita natin nag-warm-ups. May mga bagong mukha itong mga kupunan natin.
Tama ka dyan, no? And for Basilan, a lot of the new faces, this is actually their second game. They played here last week. It was a heartbreaking loss for Basilan, which we will discuss later. Gensan, after losing their first game couple weeks back, you know, reassess. Napag-usapan din natin yan. Also has new faces. And it's gonna be interesting, this trade window, with all the moves, many moves, na ginawa ng lahat ng koponan.
Oo, syempre, in terms of making moves, ito maraming moves to. Ang ating kasama dito, si Mika Abesamis, always on the lookout for stories from courtside. Mika,
that's a nice way to put it.
syempre, Ano ba mga nasagap mo so far, Mika?
Okay, so Delph, Coach Chris, as we are talking about the window and acquisitions, these are two teams that would definitely benefit from it. No, two strong contenders in the South. Para dito sa Gensan Warriors, we will not be seeing GP Faundo and Joshua Moralejo anymore. But as we know, they have already acquired Sean Andrews and are fixing some things with Samboy De Leon and RJ Minerva. Para naman dito sa Basilan Steel, no, you have already talked about their acquisitions, but obviously one notable one is Mac Talio. No, he has other plans than his killer daggers para dito sa Basilan. Biro nga niya, kinausap daw niya si John Wilson. Sabi niya, kuya, baka naman yung 42, kailangan na ng tulong galing sa 32. But as we know, etong si John Wilson is still showing his MVP skills from Season 2. So tignan natin, how will these two guys actually share one ball? So Delph, Coach Chris.
Parang sinabi mo na kulang ang bola dyan, ha? Just joking. Di ba? What do you think, Mr. Luanzon?
I think we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, let's go to our team standings. North Division muna tayo. And there you go. May Kawayan Marilao winning earlier. 8-4 all of a sudden. They are at number 4 in the North Division. Yung Caloocan, Abra, San Juan, they're up there. Pero nakikita natin, it's shaping up to be a really interesting race. As even Bulacan at number 12 can
Make some damages.
Yeah, create chaos there in the.
It's not a walk in the park when you play Bulacan, right?
Yeah, and yan po yung ating. I think it should be a really a wild finish for that last few spots there moving forward. Sa kabilang panig naman, Gensan 12-1 ang kanilang record, and Basilan 5-7. So just in time itong window para sa Basilan para makapag-adjust na kanilang personnel.
How about Quezon at the 5th spot, but the only unbeaten team in the league after 3 months and counting, right? But they're only at the 5th spot. Gensan trying to hold their spot against Basilan tonight.
Well, the Warriors are coming off a victory once again. I think they've reached a certain level of consistency itong Gensan, kung saan na alam mo na yung makikita mo sa kanila. They have their own standards now after that really strong start here under Coach Elvis this season, and that was evident in their last game against Manila, 118-71. Really just did not take their foot off the gas there in that game.
Well, you mentioned the phrase already, and that's something that we've been hearing time and time again this year, once again, right? And, the 10 straight wins, and they just take care of business. This is where you separate yourselves from the good team to being a contender. To me, you're not only taking care of business, but you're taking care of it in fashion, in a dominating way. And in that game, it was close in the first quarter, a 4-point lead lang. But Mark Cruz exploded in the second quarter, and the rest, as they say, was history.
And Basilan, you talked about that heartbreaking loss in the last game. Coach Arnold Oliveros, hindi pa siya tapos sa pagtinker ng kanyang lineup. And this was the defeat to Quezon City. They yielded on a last-second shot by Val Chauca, but they took 20 less attempts in this ball game in Kansas City, and that has got to hurt. That has been, what I think was the main difference there in this game.
Yeah, spot on. And to think that game only came down to only one possession. We talked about the moves. Kansas City, they had a new face in that game in Val Chauca, and he ended up as the top scorer and ended up with the game winner. Kaya 3-pointer lang. Yung naging deficit nung natalo nung Basilan. It was actually a duel between him and John Wilson in the first half at 15 and 17 respectively. And then Val Chauca just winning that duel, Basilan losing that one.
And yun natin patatagalin to. No? Gensan against Basilan here in PACQUIAO'S Arena. Let's go to Richard Campos.
5 for the Gensan Warriors. Forward number 12, Marwin Jonicio. Playing center number 14, Chris Porter. At forward number 22, Anton Eusebio. Guard number 77, Carl Gloria. And at point guard number 35, the Hurricane Bravo, Hesed Gabo. They're led by Consi coach Elvis Tolentino. assisted by Boying Diloy, Rizal Castro, Apple Coronado, Don Tolentino, Peter Deligero, and Delfin Dagutan. Coaching consultant Noy Pido. Team manager Merman Flores. The team owner is Councilor Michael Pacquiao. Now for the Basilan Steel. Guard number 23, Ken Mocon. Playing center number 19, Jason Grimaldo. Two guard number 13, Mac Talio. At forward number 7, McCoy Marcos. Also at forward number 11, the MPBL Season 3 MVP, John Wilson. They're led by Arnold Oliveros, assisted by JC Foronda, Bobby Dick De Los Santos, Andre Oliveros, and Jay De La Cruz. Executive Director Matt David, the team manager Monsalve.
35 brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL. Gabo, Gloria Porter, Janicio, and Eusebio ang 5 for Gensan. Mocon, Talio, Grimaldo, Wilson, and Marcos para sa Basilan. Our officiating crew, Seth Pingol, Jay Francisco, Maynard Centeno, and Eric Chico. Grimaldo and Eusebio. And Gensan wins the tip. Carl Gloria has come alive in the last 2 games as well for Gensan, with his outside sniping. And Basilan, if you're Basilan, you want to treat this like a playoff game right now.
Oh yes, we're 12 games into it, game number 13. As you mentioned earlier, standings of the shaping up already. Although there's a big difference, no, nung pinakita natin kanina, yung itsura nung dalawang division, North and South, a little tighter, no, para sa North Division with about 6 teams with 7 wins, no? Half a game, 1 game, 2 games, no? Because of the lack of games, pretty much. But it's obviously a tighter race doon sa Norte. And etong game na to para sa Gensan naman, well, you don't want to take Basilan lightly, especially with the, you know, new faces. Minsan nakaka-apekto rin ng scouting report mo yan eh. Although karamihan naman naglaro nung last game. John Wilson pa rin ang kanilang main man. I'm not seeing JV Casio though on the bench. I didn't see him being released, no, sa official paper or being traded. So there's gonna be something there.
Yeah, baka pahinga lang for JV Casio. Mac Talio is picked up here during the window. Mac, of course, played for Cebu last season. His hometown. Grimaldo, the drop step, layup is short. And mananatili sa Basilan ng bola. They do get a really good guard and defensive guard in Kenneth Mocon, who has championship experience with Davao.
And he's assigned today.
Oh, look at that!
May kasama bang foul?
Absolutely. Jason Grimaldo went up. Now, this is a terrific play brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL. Wilson with a feed. Dalawang sumabay, and Grimaldo with a flush.
With those big hands. That happened in tight space too. Yung off-ball movement between John Wilson at ni Grimaldo. Nasa right corner yun, ha? Walang masyadong espasyo ron.
Janicio takes the jumper. That won't work. Rebound nakuha ni John Wilson.
And he had to get that rebound high up there. Pinapakita nga ni John Wilson, no? That athleticism still there. Turnaround fade short.
Gensan. Matched up against Mocon. Hesed drives. Gabo. Unable to hit the layup. Mocon. Wilson. Too strong. Eusebio with a rebound. Back the other way. Gensan. Tumigil si Junicio. Drives. Goes to Porter. A three-pointer para kay Porter. Won't go. And the rebound ends up with Wilson again. McCoy Marcos. Bigay kay Mocon. That's an offensive foul on McCoy.
A little too ambitious that time. Good job by the white shirts. Attacking in transition ang Basilan, but able to get enough white shirts and eventually force this one. Okay, McCoy Marcos, you see on your screens, 2-on-2. Marcos with his first foul.
Two-piece. Gloria. Gabo. Makoy Marcos is on him. Hesa gets it back. Ganda ng depensa ng Basilan dito. Now, Grimaldo is on Gabo. There's a switch. Gabo to Eusebio. Good challenge by Mac Talio. Great defensive sequence para sa Basilan steal.
That's the second time that they switched the ball screen between the small and the big. And Grimaldo has so far, and his teammates, shrinking the floor, not showing much gaps every time. Number 35 of Gensan has the ball, but this time Gabo creates enough contact, rejects the ball screen, and gets a foul from Mokon. No scoring affair.
Yeah. Yes, said Gabo. A little over 3 minutes gone by in this ball game. Still 2-2. ManyPay is the digital wallet built for the community.
Coach Elvis Tolentino.
Fourth 2 is the count. Mokon. Wilson has it. Kenneth Mokon launches the three. Rebound nakuha ni Marwin Janicio.
That was well defended by Gensan. Little zipper action and screen-to-screener play afterwards. With the quick shot by Gloria, well contested as well. I believe that was McCoy Marcos. So a low-scoring affair, yes, but both teams have been on point defensively.
Talio forced that one. Eusebio. Ball knocked away by Grimaldo, preventing the entry pass. Cometa is in for Mokon. So Mac Talio also replaced by John Hamon, another new signing. Porter. Gloria will fire and off the mark. High Gloria. Cometa. Stop and pop with Gab Cometa. Instant offense off the bench.
Wala nang warm-up, no? Unang tanggap, tira kagad. Then Cometa nagparamdam kagad. In a game, the first quarter when both teams have struggled. Eusebio, wala pa rin.
Jumalat ang parehong kupunan. They've been getting the good looks. But Cometa right there. Just love his game. Ito si Gab Cometa. Very slippery, very ganda eh. May court savvy talaga siya eh.
Right. Seems to be a confident player.
Porter, top of the key three. And that's last touch on Antonio Eusebio.
Another new face coming in for Basilan.
That's Mark Montuano. Three-point shot is brought to you by Extreme Water-Protected Speakers. Dive into music with Extreme Speakers.
That is not an easy shot when you come off the bench. Nag-warm up ka, you're not gonna start. Natuyuan ka, and then it's not like they have a bike, a stationary bike right there when we see players sa gilid, pwede sila mag-warm up, no? And for you to come in and then not only with the confidence, you need to hit your first shot without any sweat. That's got to be something. And Cometa nag-back-to-back pa But he misses his third try though. John Wilson mapapalpal, another new face. This time for the Warriors, Sean Andrews. Former UP Fighting Maroon.
The former Mindoro Tamaraw as well. Jervy Cruz, masyado masikip. Eusebio, ikaw ang iniisip ni Antonio Eusebio. Ikaw ang sinisisi ko ngayon. Ikaw alam ko na Tiningnan kita agad di ba? Ikaw yun. You know, you're just doing your job and you're just calling
You
the
have to
game.
elaborate for our fans.
Because you always tell him to, point your way when he dunks.
Did you see a dunk?
I did not, but he was thinking about it.
Motuano with a basket.
He was thinking about it. He was thinking of you.
Nauna yung turo bago yung dunk.
oo.
Kaya nawala yung dunk. That's my guy. Eto, 3 points. Pwede na to. Wala pa rin.
Rebound ni Jonicio.
Oh, sorry, miss.
Masyado malakas ang layup. Jervy Cruz able to secure the basketball.
Playing against his former team, Jervy Cruz.
Nice pass inside. Montuano.
Felt he got pushed.
Eusebio in a rush. And he lays it in.
He makes up for... It was not even an attempt at the turnover. Couple plays back.
3:20 to go in the first period. Hamon, the drive. John Hamon just has a knack of making tough shots.
He does, right?
Pag hindi madali ang tira, mas may
Mas
chance.
nasushoot niya yan
Rodriguez. The defense for Basilan has been on point in this first period. Gabo, jumper. Using that crossover against Jervy Cruz.
The switching defense was working for Basilan when Grimaldo was in. A different story for Jervy Cruz as he turned his back on the crossover, and Gabo able to get to a high percentage spot pretty much or almost inside the paint. Montuano, kick out, Wilson.
Good look para kay John Wilson. Masyado malakas lang kanyang tira from the corner. Jonicio fires a three. No good. Rebound ni Hamon.
Gensan only shooting 2 for 14. That's less than 15%. And yet facing only a 3-point deficit. Samantala, itong Basilan, 35%. Mas matino naman yung kanilang porsyento.
Hamon can't hit. Rebound ni Sean Andrews. Gabo fires a pass. Nabitawan. Cometa back to Wilson for two. A great start here for the Basilan steal.
There's JV.
The steal of the game is brought to you by the Extreme Boom 3 waterproof speaker. Unstoppable sound, ultimate power.
Just disconnected was the offense of Gensan that led to the points on the other end. Excellent execution on the 2-on-1 break between Cometa and Wilson.
Back into the game. What kind of impact can he make? And what a steal. That player's going to even up the game. E9 in the final moments of the game. Can they make magic? White Loud wins the game.
Win the game. Easy long with Sports Plus.
Sports Plus is the official sports book of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Jack Alanes is in the building. They have a game later. Valenzuela against Bacolod.
Holds the record of the smallest shack in the MPBL.
Cruz for three. Easy. Steady.
Ito, maliit din pero Napakahusay. Shooter pa.
13-11. Inside, Montuano for 2.
Not so much contact right there as Sean Andrews tagged from the strong side. Pero walang contact. Montuano scores. Look at Montuano run the floor.
Montuano with a finish.
And how about the pass by Cometa? He has changed this game as soon as he was inserted.
Valacuña from the corner, no. Cometa with the rebound. Toto Villarreal on his left. Cometa fires the 3. Sean Andrews with the rebound.
Could go for 2 for 1 if they want to, but they're gonna have to set it up.
Cruz, jumper, yes. Walang tumulong doon.
The two-man game ended up as a one-man defensive game for the Black Shirts. Too easy for Mark right there with a pull-up J.
Cometa the crossover. Fires and hits. Gab Cometa beats the buzzer. 7 points off the bench for Gab Cometa. Making it look so easy. Gab Cometa. And this is the play. I think this really set the tone for Basilan.
It did.
And the way they're playing right now, up 6 against the South Division leaders, Hesed Gabo. We'll see more of him in this ball game for sure. But for now, Gab Cometa and Mark Montuano are leading the charge para dito sa Basilan Steel, who are up by 6 at the end of the first period.
Back at the PACQUIO Arena for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, Basilan talked about how, in Jervy Cruz's words, namama kami ng mga bata ng QC. John Wilson talked about how they were following the pace of QC from first to third. Eh, syempre, as a younger team daw, ibang endurance nila, no? So Basilan felt that in the fourth. So today, as we see their defense, they have prepared more, expecting to get the same energy from the Warriors as they are the top team of the South so far. John and company are happy with their acquisition, especially looking forward to Talio. Si John ang mismong naglapit kay Mactalio, kay Coach Arnold, and also kay Mocon. A lot of help for him in the backcourt. Let's see sila, Coach Chris.
And that's really nice to hear. Na, yun nga, no, John Wilson knows that can't do it alone. As Adi Santos scores underneath, Adi Santos returning to action after the passing of his mother. Nakikiramay po kami sa pamilya ni Adi.
Right, that happened last week. And nag-abot ito no? When they were with Nueva Ecija, Wilson and Mocon, tama ba? Or sa Davao?
Nueva Ecija, last season.
Nueva Ecija last year, right?
Kasama sila.
Pero si John Wilson in the MPBL, and si Mactalio, I don't think they were teammates,
No.
right? Yeah.
Play of the Game is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL.
Good passing, interior passing by the two big men. That was a tough catch by Larry Rodriguez. A little behind him, but still able to execute another pass underneath Santos.
Ralph Robin is in the game. And Bobby Balucana. Another shooter, Ralph Robin. Montuano.
Shooter din to.
This comes up short on that jumper. Mark Cruz nagmamadali. Cruz trapped. Finds Adi Santos underneath. What a pass galing kay Antoine Mark Cruz.
Well, how about the footwork of Mark Cruz. We always talk about footwork, making a move, but putting an anchor on your pivot foot and then rewarding the big man. He was the one who sealed his man, opened up the lane, and then Mark Cruz finding him afterwards. Beautiful diagonal pass.
Val Acuna just misses everything.
That's something that you rarely see from Val. It's usually in between those nylons. Now look at this. Look at Santos seal his man. Nice cut off by Owens. Help comes. Kita mo, no? 3 defenders in front of him. Nakapayong na sa kanya. Nahanap pa niya si Santos dito. What a play.
Ganda. 19-17 as Basilan calls timeout.
White Sox steps back into the game. What kind of impact can he make? And what a steal! That player's going to even up the game. D9 in the final moments of the game. Can they make magic? White Sox wins the game!
Win the game. Easy long with Sports Plus.
Sports Plus is the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Back in the PACQUIAO'S Arena, Jonathan Banal celebrating the win with his family. Boss Kaiser is there as well. Toto Villarias leans in. He gets his own miss. The layup is good.
Nice way to score after a timeout. Not giving up on the play. It's Toto Villarias cleaning up his own miss.
Andrews goes to Cruz. Mark Cruz.
Showing us again the footwork after that spin move. Great contact, little up and under. Muntik pa pumasok. That's a semi-post move right there, and it's funny that I say that because clearly Mark Cruz is the smallest guy here between the two teams.
18 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists against Manila.
At the top of your head, who's the smallest guy in the league? Like literally by height.
Costello. Ryan Costello.
Mahusay na player. mahusay. Go-to player yun, ha?
Oo.
Ang Quezon City.
Ryan Costello. Pare-pareho sila ni Mark Cruz. Generous 5'6". Sean Andrews can't hit underneath.
That was a strong rebound.
Owens drives and bagsak si Val Acuna. 21-19.
Points in the paint owned by Basilan, 16-6. And sometimes you wonder, you look at the numbers, paano naging 2-point game ito? Gensan, who's the top in the league in terms of 3-point mix per game, as Balucanag cleans up the miss by, I believe, Grimaldo, and will go to the line for the bonus. But we talked about Gensan. Only 1 for 12 sila from the 3-point line. This was the strong finish by Bobby P.
That's the problem. Pag hindi tumatama ang outside shooting ni Gensan, because a lot of what they do is really predicated on their
3-point shooting. That's true.
And like even Larry Rodriguez has started shooting from beyond the arc. As you're the official outfitter of the MPBL, I think the only non 3-point shooter na naiiwan sa kanila is Adi Santos because even Porter takes the 3.
Which brings me to my next point, because you would think that you're limiting, tinatanggal mo na yung laro, no? Yung strength so far ng Gensan, itong Basilan, and yet it's only a 4-point game.
There's a challenge here, Coach Arnold Oliveros on that last call. We'll be right back.
Kapag may lamay nagkakaisa, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na.
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful. Foul on Jason Grimaldo is first.
So, challenge is unsuccessful. Oh my gosh. Can't believe they challenged that.
Yeah.
There was a lot of contact from that angle.
Clearly a foul.
Fontanilla, ayaw pa rin. 1 of 13 for Gensan. Galing sa labas. Fontanilla to Porter. Fakes the handoff. Gabo loses the handle. Counter steal by Gabo. Gets it to Junicio. Jumper is money para kay Marwin.
That's a tough catch and a nice finish after a turnover, a counter turnover by Gensan.
No, Robin. Kay Grimaldo ang bola. Back to Robin. Travel on Ralph Robin.
Gotta love the action though offensively for Basilan. Little shuffle action on the weak side. Marami silang mga screen-the-screener plays kaya maganda rin yung mga looks nila, no? Lalo na ngayon, papasok yung kanilang main man na si John Wilson.
23-21. Under 6 minutes to play in the first half. Pumagal na yung scoring natin dito in the second quarter as Eusebio misses the 3.
That was a beautiful set by Gensan. Antonio Eusebio anticipating the switch, slipped right away to the basket, but at the same time going to the right side corner, the corner exit sets him up for a down screen, open 3. Yun lamang, the struggle continues for them from shooting beyond the arc.
Villarias, 3. No. Rebound nakuha ni Gabo.
Dangerous pass.
Naagaw ni Villarias. No numbers here. Toto. Oh, halfway in. Almost a steal. Steal completed. Toto Villarias.
Hesed. Just careless with the basketball. That time was looking for somebody to pass to. Jumped up in the air and then changed his mind. Had nobody to pass to, and Toto with a steal and the finish on the other end.
Gabo.
Another
Natapik ni Wilson.
deflection, yeah.
Saved by Wilson. Shot clock winding down. No good on the 3.
This could be a basket timeout situation if Basilan knocks this possession down.
And Wilson tapping it. Naubusan siya ng espasyo doon.
He's trying to ask for a foul.
This is the fast break of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL. Nagbabalik ang MPBL dito sa PACQUIAO'S Arena. Kung saan ang Basilan and Gensan, yun, Banal family. And mag-asawang Galvez, nandun din. Ese Gabo. This is the 3.
Kabila naman, no? John Wilson wasting no time. Stop and pop in transition at the top of the key. Zone. Fontanilla makes the zone pay.
Finally, only the second triple para dito sa Gensan Warriors.
And let's see kung magbago kagad yung decision ni Coach Arnold kung mag-matchup na siya ulit. Nice pocket pass.
Rebound ends up with Eusebio. Gabo probing, gets it to Fontanilla. Another 3. The tap ends up with Bobby B. And Wilson wants to slow things down. Mocon. Bobby B. Nabitawan ng bola. Pass was behind him. Fontanilla on the left side uses the Porter pick. Now at the top of the key. Steal by Mactalio, recovered by Junicio. It ends up with Porter, misses the jumper.
Was a little undecided whether to shoot the basketball until the last moment where he decided to take it. Ito, hindi magdadalawang isip to.
At hindi masyado magmimintis yan. John Wilson with his second triple, 24-31.
Back-to-back baskets for John Wilson.
Gabo, nothing but net. On that teardrop from Jesse Gabo, 6 na puntos na para kay Jesse Gabo. 2 minutes remaining. Grimaldo. Labas si Talio against Eusebio. Mactalio for 3. Shot has been off for Mactalio even last season.
Yeah. Nice move. Pero napalpal siya ni Grimaldo. It looks like fast break.
Medyo may konting pilit yun. Mocon can't hit. Takbo pabalik ang Gensan. Eusebio. Runner. Short. Little out of control itong Gensan.
Both teams actually. Because I thought the Mocon, shot, even though he was open, had a free lane to the basket from my angle. Yeah, it was a 4-on-3 break. Struggle then, as you mentioned, itong si Mactalio. So both teams, a little sluggish offensively.
Mocon against Mark Cruz. Makoy Marcos. Atake. Stalled. Mocon has to shoot. From the corner, Mocon. Oh, and they catch a break. Basilan.
Asadi Santos was trying to save the basketball. And because he was able to get 2 hands on the ball, change of possession, reset ng shot clock.
51 seconds remaining. Wilson for 3. Yes, sir.
What a tough shot that was.
11 points in the first half para kay John Wilson. 8 points ang lamang ng Basilan.
Alos pantay yan, no? Yung kanyang first half performance o kalabang Quezon City wherein he had 15 in the first 2 quarters.
But the good thing is, Basilan has only held Gensan to 26 points in the first half.
One of the better scoring teams we have in the league, and I believe they're in the top 3 Last time I checked.
And they are also getting the last crack at the basket in the first half. MANNY Pay is the digital wallet built for the community. So, bola na Basilan ngayon. Last shot time para sa kanila. Cometa. Laban kay Rodriguez. Cometa sneaking in.
Not a good shot.
Yes. And leaves a few seconds on the clock, but they get the steal. Cometa to Wilson. Wilson is fouled.
By his former teammate Larry Rodriguez, because they have 2 more fouls to give before that one. Smart foul by Larry. So, poor clock management, by both teams.
Naswertihan pa kasi nakabalik pa dito sa sa Basilan.
And that's something players should learn, especially after watching 5 games of the NBA Finals.
Especially after watching Aaron Fox miss the layup.
Exactly. I mean, that's just one of many, really, but
Well, that was the most
glaring one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wilson lost it. Had a return pass for Cometa available. That won't count.
They're going to review this.
They will review it. Marvin Janicio.
It's going to be a tight one. Yan yung mga kailangan talaga i-review.
No, there was the pass right there for Cometa. Pero
Mukhang di abot.
Yeah.
Hindi abot.
that's it. The first half in the books. 34-26. Basilan may kalamangan dito in this matchup. We'll be right back
34.
for halftime analysis.
Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na. MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba, dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na.
Back at the PACQUIAO'S Arena for Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. My name is Mika Abesamis, and right now I am joined by 2 guests. Of course, the team manager of the Gensan Warriors, walang iba kundi si Boss Merman Flores, and Coach Andre Oliveros of the Basilan Steel. Magandang hapon, mga Ginoo. Coach, not the usual start for Gensan, no? Pero alam naman natin na makakabawi pa yan sa second half. Talagang naghanda rin itong Basilan. But let's talk about your acquisitions, no? I know you have a Sean Andrews and also Samboy De Leon. How excited are you for this?
Yeah, we're very happy to have them in a squad, and hopefully they can give a little bit more spark for the team and get us that W.
Mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan, Boss Merman.
Siyempre gusto natin batiin yung mga sponsors natin. Sila MANNY Pay, Alpha, Anytime Fitness, Armor On. At siyempre wag natin kalimutan lahat ng mga nanonood dyan sa Gensan. Good evening sa inyo lahat po. Kila Mayora Lauren Lee Pacquiao, Bobby Pacquiao, and Consial Michael Pacquiao. Good evening po.
Maraming salamat. Once again, the team manager of the Gensan Warriors, walang iba kundi si Boss Merman Flores. Magandang hapon. Coach Andre, nakita naman natin na talagang pinaghandaan nyo itong game na to, no, sa depensa, itong malakas na Gensan Warriors. At alam kong gusto nyo rin makabawi from your last game sa QC. Ano bang mga paghahanda this week?
Kumbaga, last practice, tinake lang namin yung mga lapses namin for the past 3 games kasi 3-game losing streak kami. So, yun nga, kinokorek lang namin yung mga lapses namin. Nag-prepare talaga kami kasi gusto namin makuha tong win against Gensan talaga. So, yun lang.
Nakita din natin may mga bago kayong addition sa team. Gaano kayo ka-excited? Kay Mactalio, kay Montuano?
Sobrang excited namin kasi ibang ibang talent to, ibang level yung mga nakuha namin na sana makatulong sa team namin, na sana mag-fit sila sa system namin. Yun.
Maraming salamat, Coach. Meron ka ba mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
Gusto ko lang batiin yung mga bosses namin, si Governor Mujib Hataman, Vice Mayor Hejem Furigay, Boss Matt David, team manager namin si Boss Mon Salve, tapos yung sponsors namin, B-Steel Sports Promotion, Anak Mindanao Party List, Triple H Construction and Developer, ZZ Gold Gem Motors, and Pal Maritime Corporation, Onyx Sportswear, and Power Hoops Sportswear.
Alright, maraming salamat once again, Coach Andre Oliveros of the Basilan Steel. Magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di matatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag maalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na. sabay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang pupunan. Basketball na tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag maalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na.
Halftime dito sa PACQUIAO Arena, Basilan Steel with an 8-point lead against the Gensan Warriors. And Gensan shooting, I mean 3-point shooting. And it's been their Waterloo in that first half, 2 of 19, only 10% para sa Gensan Warriors. That is usually their main weapon, but their guns have fallen silent in that first half. Sa kabilang panig naman, Basilan got out in transition, 15-2 in terms of the fast break scoring. And that's the reason why they are ahead here by 8 at the end of the first half.
Well, a couple of things. So we highlighted the free throws because both these teams get to the line at least, 19 and 20 times, with Basilan and Gensan respectively. Only a combined 6 free throws in the first half. In a game wherein you're struggling to put the ball in the hoop, it's a good idea to get to the free throw line. So you got to put your head down, put pressure at the rim, and you touched on it earlier. Transition defense was the problem of Gensan. Your offense has to help your defense also. The big reason why they've allowed Basilan, to have those fast break points on the other end. Well, one, Cometa changed the game nung pumasok siya. 5 quick points para sa kanya. The beautiful pass kay Montuano, that was in transition as well. But offensively, you have to generate good shots because your offense will help your defense. Every time that happens, you allow your defense to set up. Hence, you don't allow any transition advantages on the other end.
Well, a lot of long rebounds actually in that first half para dito sa Basilan. Kaya nakakatakbo kaagad sila. No, advantage agad para dito sa Basilan. When,
because of the 19 three-pointers, were in 17 misses, a lot of which, looking back, it seems like more than half of those were contested, which turned out to be the first pass of the fast break on the other end as Wilson misses a three-pointer.
Really heat check there para kay John Wilson.
It's funny. No, I agree with you because it's a heat check after halftime.
Halftime.
Right.
Para malay ko ba
Mukhang kay Wilson lang nag-a-apply yun.
kanina kasi. Well, he shot his last three-pointers came like around the 2-minute mark of that first half. Subok agad.
Kung mainit pa, no?
Wala na. Hindi na.
Tingnan natin kung susubukan niya ulit.
But, Gensan, curiously, itong opensa nila, maybe consider going down to Larry Rodriguez or
that's a great point. Kung saan ka papunta, no?
Yeah, or etong si, let Antonio Sebio do some magic as well.
Because if there's one thing, to question etong Gensan, because obviously they've been outstanding. They're 12-1, right? But who's your go-to player? The best player has been Hesed Gabo. And Hesed Gabo, we've run out of really superlatives, adjectives to describe his improvement, his impact dito sa Gensan. But looking at him, especially if you're going to assess that first half, this is the time wherein you're struggling to get a basket. You go to your go-to player who can create his own shot and make some baskets. Pero ang question din para sa kanila, who's your go-to player na pwede mong bigyan ng bola and yet create his own shot?
split at the line para kay Mac Talio. So this is now the biggest lead of the ball game for Basilan.
If we enumerate the top tier teams, you're gonna at least have one person to name. San Juan, right? It could be Wamar, it could be Alarcon, Abadjano, whoever. Quezon, Judel Fuentes,
Yeah.
Manzano, a guy who commands a double team on the post. Macaloni, right? Binyan, you have Caballero, who's averaging 18 points. Binyan's on a 7-game winning streak. You could say also Carlo Lastimosa. We all know that kid can score. He's a Lastimosa, right? And the other teams, Abra obviously the MVP, and David Defonso, you have Mike Ayon. That was at least 2 names per team. And yet Gensan, as good as they've been, Hesed Gabo is not really known as a guy who could create his own shot. He's a creator for others, but he has proven so far that he can be the best player here. But the lack of maybe a scorer,
Yeah. This is going to be more pronounced in the playoffs as well.
exactly.
Well, they did have Kyle Tolentino, but he's out for the season because of the injury. And
But
Hesed Gabo.
even with Kyle,
Yan.
Hesed Gabo answers the call. But even with Kyle, you know, he's a terrific two-way player. He's a catch-and-shoot player, streaky at times, right? And that's why you gotta. On the other hand, you gotta give credit to Coach Elvis in terms of the system of how he has maximized his players here. As Hes said, I thought got away with a walk, but ends up with a turnover.
Masyadong masikip yung fast break na yun. Wilson pulls up. Good challenge by Porter. Porter running the floor. Porter is blocked. And napayungan si Adi Santos. He draws the foul. Well, there's Mark Cruz as well.
I was about to say, looking at the bench,
No.
I was going to make a case that ironically, it looks to be their best scorer looks to be
Mark
the
Cruz.
smallest player.
Meanwhile, let's bring back Mika.
I just want to talk about one of the newest acquisitions of Gensan and Sean Andrews. He and Antonio Sebio have been buddies for a while now, had a stint together for the Fighting Maroons. That's where it all started, along with Brix Ramos, who stayed a bit to watch their game after his game earlier. After UP, Sean went to UST, then made his way to Mindoro, then now back with Tony, as he calls Eusebio. Obviously, they have many things to say to each other, but one thing they have yet to figure out this season, they said, sino kaya ang magiging representative ng Gensan sa All-Star Dunk Contest? Sean says Tony, while Tony says Sean. Let's see, Sidel Coach Chris.
Thanks so much, Mika. Hesed Gabo.
I think it should be Eusebio. Nice play by Gabo.
You think?
I think it should be Eusebio. And this is no knock on Sean. He's athletic, but you talk about an athletic move. Fading away one-hander, Hesed Gabo. Not Kevin Durant, number 35.
I feel
But
like
XG.
I feel like Hesed Gabo, yung kanyang kanan na tenga nakikinig sa komentary. Odds puntos na para kay Hesed Gabo.
Yeah. Always has an ear, you know, every game. Kahit na siya yung naglalaro sa loob.
MANNY is the digital wallet built for the community. May isang kamay dyan na nakalabas, oh. Nag-thumbs up pa in the left bottom of your screens.
Well, papunta na yung bola sa'yo eh. I wanted to make sure that you don't get hurt.
That ball was nowhere near me.
It was close.
Excuse me.
This one, nobody close to Porter. Uncontested at the rim. John Hamon, I disagree. They might challenge. Bumangga sa pader. Si Hamon, hindi man lang natinag si Porter. Ang ganda ng galaw ni Porter dito. Fake handoff. Oh.
And dire-diretso si Chris Porter.
Ito yung atake. Oh. Ano yung commercial dati? Ang bumangga.
Iba.
Iba, yan, medyo naramdaman ni Jan Hamon.
Well, yung usapan natin on Gensan trying to figure out a way to get out of their offensive struggles. Well, short-lived lang, 3 minuto. And nakatabla na kaagad sila, no? And ngayon, balik sa Basilan na naman. This free throw is brought to you by Stream. Ang subok at kompleto ang appliances brand ng Pilipinas.
Malaking wing to eh. Si Gloria.
Yeah. Porter against Marcos. Corner 3. Hesed Gapo knocks it down.
Well, that's the thing. When you play Gensan, one thing we failed to mention earlier, I failed to mention earlier, really their off-ball movement. Yun ang kailangan mong paghandaan. Tulad ng huling nangyari.
Gab Cometa ties things up at 40 apiece. Offensive foul here from on Marvin Junicio. Hesed Gabo has 9 points in the first 3.5 minutes of the second half.
Also has 5 assists and 4 rebounds. He does have quite a number of turnovers, but it's been a different quarter for a better quarter, definitely for HG. If the popular LG brand stands for Life's Good, I think Hesed wouldn't mind, right?
HG?
Yeah. Hesed's good.
Homegrown.
I don't want to get into that topic. I'm sorry for bringing it up. Okay, we might end up saying hurricane again. So,
Kaya nga, I am very, very close.
yeah.
No, there's the call right there.
Hila sa Santo.
And
Tinamaan pa sa bibig.
Oo.
Hands po yan. Tama.
The last call has upgraded.
Talagang tututol ako kung hindi hands po yan. Nangyari sa akin sa UAAP yan eh. Ako yung nag-hands po. Humila ng Santo.
Coach Raisal Castro. Assistant of Coach Elvis.
FEU legend. I believe, yeah, he was a part of that team, right? Won a championship. Kasama sila Leo Venido, Mico Roldan, Celino Cruz.
Arwin, wala pa.
Before that, they won a championship.
Gerard Jones, mga ganun ba?
No.
Not even.
Iba pa yun, iba yung batch na yun.
Yeah, Celino Cruz.
Kalaban nila Ateneo nun, I remember. Yeah, they won a chip.
Baka may ano pa dun, ha? Bakani pa dun, ha?
Maybe. Edwin Bacani, yeah.
One of my favorite players.
Raisal Castro, you talk about the assistant of Gensan. Very athletic for a big man.
During his time. Right?
During his time.
Tied at 40. Bobby B. Toto Villarias. Goes to Montuano for 3. Wow. Mark Montuano making his presence felt here. 9 points para kay Mark Montuano off the bench.
Nice two-man action between Villarias and Montuano. Here's the jump shot by Gloria. That was quick of a trigger.
Hindi na balikan, no? Nung ni Bobby B, hindi na in-expect. Napupukol itong si Carl Gloria. Cometa can't hit. Gabo off and running. Gloria nakapwesto sa corner. The 3. Carl Gloria knocks it down.
And that's the way to pull off a heat check. Isa-set up ka ng kasama mo. Doon magaling talaga si Hesed Gawarat sa foul.
A smart play from Bobby B. Libreng-libre yung kaliwang side. This is the three-point shot of the game, brought to you by Extreme Water Protected Speakers. Dive into music with Extreme Speakers. Well, we've seen this a couple of games back. Carl Gloria made his
Quezon
debut
City?
in Quezon City. And nakita natin, unti-unting nabubuo yung kanyang samahan dito with Hesed Gamo.
In-start siya ng kalaban ng Parañaque, I remember.
And then the next game, against Manila,
Right,
binigyan din siya ng oras.
right.
Laking gwardiya din eh.
Malaki. Oh. If you look at him on TV, you would say normal, but you have to see him in live person and say, it's a big kid.
Gabo with a turnover.
Young man. Okay, the big young man.
A nice pass. Toto misses. He gets his own miss. Hamon is free inside. He finishes plus the foul.
Then you see the smarts of Villarreal. He knew that Hamon was open even before he got the loose ball rebound right here.
This is the play of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL. They are going to review this. There should be an upgrade.
Kapag may labay nagkakaisa, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay
Tied at 45. The call will stand.
And a foul committed by Antonio Sebio.
Antonio Sebio is whistled for the personal.
Started his MPBL career as a Pasay Voyager. He's been a journeyman, no? Itong si John Hamon. Played for Manila.
He played for a lot of teams.
He played for a lot of teams. I mean,
Was with Cebu last season.
his Pasay stint was probably the longest, no? At least 2 seasons. Maybe.
Yeah, yeah. But yung alam mo lang yung kay John Hamon is that you always know what you're gonna get from him, which
He's a
is
shot maker.
shot making.
Yeah.
You need
Streaky scorer.
you need an extra scorer off the bench. Can count on John Hamon.
What I like from him, though, is that he always competes.
Yon.
John Hamon. And just hoping that he would find a home here in Basilan.
Samboy De Leon and RJ Minerva. And 2 acquisitions. I think Samboy has been picked up from the free agency pool.
Right?
LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL.
Minerva was released or asked to be released, I believe, and then there was mutual agreement between him and Quezon.
Marikina.
Marikina, but came from Quezon.
Yeah, and then I think there's a trade between him and GP Faundo. Gensan with a stop, Basilan. And their guns have fallen silent here as well in the third quarter. Another turnover.
And those are the type, though, that okay lang, you can afford. A good pass by Hesed. Pero ito ang hindi mo matatanggap. Off the inbounds.
Para nakatulog yung depensa ng Gensan doon. Gabo. Now able to lay it in, plus the foul. Hesed Gabo.
Corner. And this one, little switch right here on the drop. Pero yung corner guy, which was Cometa, if you're gonna commit, you better commit. But at the same time, I don't blame him kasi nasa side niya. Ang binabatay niya, si Balacuña. But you don't want to allow a split. That's really one of the worst things you can give up defensively.
17 points, 7 assists para kay Hesed Gabo. Make that 18, including 12 here in the third. Ralph Robin comes back in para kay John Hamon.
Suabe, no?
Uy, offensive foul.
Offense, I think with the hook. It's just one of those turnovers that can be a highlight. The way he was able to maneuver from the right slot and finish underneath the basket on the left side.
(49-47) is the count. Both teams already in penalty dito sa ating third quarter. Nakay Porter ang bola. Gabo on the left side. Swings it to Acuna for three. Iba ni Bobby B. Kumeta. That's an offensive foul of Montuano. This is the scene of the game brought to you by the Extreme Boom 3 waterproof speaker. Unstoppable sound, the ultimate power.
Finished there by Toto Villegas. As nice as those speakers, I tell you.
Talaga. It's 49-47.
Gusto ko yung talaga mo, ha? Parang ang dating sa akin nun, gagawa mo ng paraan. Tulad na itong basket na to, iba off-ball, ginawa ng paraan para makabawi dun sa previous na mintis niya. Gensan up 4.
Montuano lost it. Cometa with a recovery. Cometa gets it to Montuano. Robin was wide open, but Montuano able to lay it in.
The miscue on the rotation right there. Mark Cruz wanted to stunt but opened up the lane for Montuano. Eusebio gusto bawiin sa kabila. Here comes Basilan.
Cometa. Nice. Oh, beautiful. From Gab Cometa.
You talk about tight handles. He had everything right there. Val Acuna. Long rebound. Ito ulit si Cometa. Let him run the show. Big ball.
Big ball violation. Antonio Eusebio sits down.
Little catch and go para kay Mark Montuano. Ito yung galawan ni Cometa. Between, up and under, step through. Float game. Love it.
We are tied at 51. 2.5 minutes to play. And that's a three-pointer once again. Galing kay John Wilson. Basilan regains the lead. Acuna binawi.
Offense picking up for both teams.
Cometa wants a clear out. Yeah. Gab Cometa. Ang dulas eh. Ang dulas bantayan.
You can just see, you know, he's pretty stocky for a guard too. He knows how to use his body.
Pero yung tight, he knows how to wiggle through the tight spaces.
Oh, yun nga, yung ganda ng handles eh.
Gab Cometa at the line ng extreme, masubok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. Misses the first free throw.
He rushed that one a little bit, especially after the release. Want to stay balanced as much as possible on the free throw line. Let's see kung may adjustment siya. from offense. An offensive-minded point guard comes in, a defensive one in Mocon.
Inside, Adi Santos able to draw the foul. Pupunta siya sa linya.
Again, Gensan creating of the off-ball movement, little brush screen. After that short corner pass, cut to the basket, it seemed like, but Fontanilla sets a brush screen for Adi Santos to curl to the basket. He gets the ball, he's fouled. Missed the first free throw though.
Eloy Tan, J.R. Versosa, Nelo Santos.
Right.
Ang lalim, no?
Oh, 3 players who, I don't want to even say rotational players, but players na pag pinasok ni Coach Elvis, always makes an impact sa laro. Halos nasa third group na yan eh.
Oo.
Actually, nasa third group yung tatlong yun.
Well, Nelo Santos does come off the bench a little bit. I think gusto ni Coach Elvis subukan to si
Sean Andrews
for today's game. Wilson gets it to Bobby B. Loses the handle. Wilson gets it back. And Mark Cruz able to secure the rebound.
Fontanilla is open.
Fontanilla fires. No good. Bobby B with the rebound. Ralph Robin looks ahead. Naba kay Montuano. Mark Montuano. That's a tough shot. Tulak galing kay Junicio. Merong foul on Marvin Junicio.
Just quick to the loose ball. Loose balls, excuse me, sa larong ito, itong Basilan. Kaya dikit ang laban natin. Aside from the struggles offensively, especially for Gensan in the first half, it feels like all the 50-50 balls, the loose balls, nakukuha 80-90% ng time. Itong Basilan, and even leading the rebounding department. 38-34 so far. Tintis yung dalawa.
0 for 2 para kay Bobby B. A minute remaining in the third. Fontanilla ang may tangan ng bola. There's a switch. Marvin Junicio for 3. Sano malakas. Robin. That's it to Malukanag. Wilson back to Bobby B. Montuano, jumper, got it.
I really love how Montuano is playing. He's working hard on both ends. Playing hard defensively, sprinting down even in transition. A finisher in transition the first half. A big part kung ba't nakakuha sila ng offensive rebounds. Look at him sprint once again right here for the 3-on-2, and he will not score, but score the second time. He's really working hard to get these points.
Well, kanina pa yan, running the break.
Yeah.
15 points na para kay Mark Montuano. 3 seconds. Cruz. Just
Clearly a push.
clearly a push, but incredible awareness. Parang hindi siya nagmamadali. That did not look like he was being rushed into a shot.
Mabilis na kasi. Normal na sa kanya mabilis. And you're talking about a point guard whose age is pretty much up there. He's mid-30s, I would assume. Right? And usually the quickness, especially for guards, diminishes. Pero sa tulad ni Mark, parang doon pa rin no? No, he was way faster in college, no doubt.
Oo.
Right?
Ang hirap anuhin yun. Bantayan. 2 for 2 para kay Mark Cruz. 3-point game. Yan po. Diyan po nagtatapos ang ating third quarter. And John Wilson has 14 points tonight, 4 of 8 shooting, 5 rebounds and 2 steals. Doing most of the damage in that first half. And a crucial 3 to keep Gensan at bay in the third. And Basilan ay 3 puntos sa kalamangan going into the fourth. Coming right up.
White Sox steps back into the game. What kind of impact can he make? And what a steal! That way is going to even up the game. D9 in the final moments of the game. Can they make magic? White Sox wins the game!
Win the game. Easy long with Sports Plus.
Sports Plus is the official sports book of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Back inside the PACQUIAO'S Arena. Emerson Areta, our commissioner. Our head of operations, Saldi Lubit, and head of security, Rudy Distrito. It's about ready for the fourth quarter. Robin, Cometa, Marcos, Hamon, and Grimaldo.
Cometa just gets a short breather. He's playing the 2 now. Sabay sila ni Robin, and Robin has ball handling duties.
The travel. Referee Seb Pingol.
Look good to me. But obviously, our officials think otherwise.
16 to 57. Acuna, Adi Santos, Gloria.
Caught for an extra step after catching the basketball in the drop step move. He was going to pass the basketball, I believe, to Val Acuna on top. Pero bumaba na yung ex ng hakbang.
Bola babalik sa Gensan. Down by 3. Mark Cruz.
Corner exit.
Eusebio wide open for 3. Finally. Antonio Eusebio ties the game. At 60.
That's the second time they ran that play. They ran that in the first half, I believe mid-second quarter, wherein Antonio was able to get a shot off. The only difference, he was more open on the last basket.
Hamon from way downtown. Balik kay Mark Cruz. Robing. Here's a switch. Eusebio swings it over to Val Acuna, and he knocks down the 3.
While everybody was pointing to the switch that happened on the first action on the left side to attack the smaller man, Val Acuna wanted to shoot the basketball because he knew even after the miss, his big man could get the offensive rebound. He knocks it down.
McCoy, extra pass to Robin for 3. Marcos with the offensive rebound. Misses from point-blank range. Balik sa Gensan ng bola. Cruz Could be big here. No. Cometa. Fires a three. Gab Cometa with a quick response. Tied at 63 once again.
Cometa off the bench already with 15 points. Binawi naman kagad by Val Acuña, our inaugural MVP.
11 points for Val Acuña. Cometa. That's a kick ball.
Yeah. Pero walang tinawag na violation.
McCoy Marcos. Cometa. Yes!
Might have been fouled too.
Gloria. Na kay Mark Cruz ang bola, uses the Adi Santos pick. Cruz surveys his options, takes the jumper, that doesn't work. And a foul given up by Mark Cruz. Here's the three. Galing kay Val Acuña, just really stepping into that triple in rhythm. Dito naman, off that miss. Rimando able to find Cometa for the wide open triple.
It still amazes me how teams, players, na paano nila pabayaan itong si Val Acuña. 8 seasons in the league already. Even before that, everybody knows that he's a catch-and-shoot shooter. You have to force him to put the ball on the deck.
Yeah, Wilson drives baseline. It's a wild shot. A lot of contact and the foul. Maybe on Gloria.
Really imposed this whip. 2-3 guys on him. Already forced the contact. Gets himself at the line.
A chance to regain the advantage. Free throw is brought to you by Extreme. Subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. Wilson goes 2 for 2. 68 to 66. John Wilson already with 16 points in the ball game, supported by Mark Montuano. And Gab Cometa is the leading scorer with 18. Also has 5 rebounds and 5 assists. Acuña, third triple of the fourth period.
What a stroke for Val. Still, after so many years.
Cometa. Turnover. Hesed
Good
Gabo.
race.
Easy two para kay Hesed Gabo. And the Basilan steal. It is sila naman ngayon ang tatawag ng timeout. Fast break of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL.
Gotta love what you're seeing, the reaction ng bench. I just saw Fontanilla. Parang pinapaypayan niya. Ito si Val Acuña sa init ng kamay.
Hesed Gabo, we After that first half na kung saan nag-struggle ang Gensan, we were searching for answers. And Esed Gabo certainly answering the call with 20 points, including 14 in the second half. Si Val Acuña meron ding 14 puntos in the second half. That's why Gensan is now in the lead, 71-68. Mactalio draws the foul on Antonio Sebio. He has not been really on his game today. To see Antonio Sebio really struggling, pero
Except for the last three-pointer
yeah,
a couple minutes ago. But the thing with Anton, because
MANNY is the digital wallet built for the community.
well, his shooting will be on and off. What you want to rely on him with his athleticism is his ability to rebound. He does have 8 rebounds in this game.
That's last touch on Mactalio. Split at the line, 71-69. And that is off Esed Gabo. Great defense by Kenneth Mocon.
As good as Hesed has been, especially in the second half offensively, he has been really careless with the basketball tonight. A lot of unforced turnovers, and that was the 6th turnover of Gabo.
Marvin Janisha is whistled for the personal. To shoot again para sa Basilan. Bobby B gets it to Wilson. Wilson drives the middle. Oh, what a move! John Wilson, the degree of difficulty on that shot, Christian.
In tight space too, he gets the ball right here. Ashon did a good job of tailing him because of the catch and shoot ability. But how about this, a little backhand finish? Halos nakatalikod na sa ring eh, no? But you see the concentration. As we always say, as coaches would say, your eyes when making a layup, parang follow through mo yan eh.
Tama, and sinundan
pa
talaga.
rin niya eh, kahit
Oo.
na nakatalikod siya, no?
Tied at 71. He completes the three-point play. The Basilan steal. They have regained the lead. Gab Cometa on the bench with 18 points. And you can be sure that he'll be back down the stretch. Gabo. Acuña, mainit yan. And he misses the three-pointer. Talio gets it to Bobby Balucanag. Balik kay Talio. Ball screen. There's a switch. Talio finds Balucanag. Powers through. And Bobby B extends the lead to 3.
What a strong finish by Bobby B. Showing the flex afterwards, and rightfully so. Another turnover, no, a foul called.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know.
An interesting call
I
here.
don't know. I would be furious if I'm Coach Arnold right now. But here's the play. Look at Bobby B with the finish right here.
May binuhat eh, si
Oo.
Junicio.
Look at the flex. That is not a half-hearted flex. Yung iba minsan, hindi mo alam kung gusto ba talaga o ano, pero flex for the sake of it. But that one, that was 110% of all the flex ni Bobby B.
And Basilan gets a warning. Only the second team foul for Basilan here in the fourth. Gabo. Talio. He wanted to give up the foul and he said Gabo, pero walang tawag, and Gabo hits the fadeaway. 22 in the ball game. para kay Hesed Gabo.
I'm just
Montuano can't handle the pass. Takbo si Santos. Blocked by Bobby B. Wow. Incredible stuff from Bobby Balucanag. And there's a whistle going against Junicio. Montuano was in position underneath. What a basket-saving play from Bobby Balucanag. Andy Santos thought he had a free layup, but Bobby B just erases a shot right there.
a good no call by the official. That was close. About a split second before it would hit the board. And who runs back on the other end? Once again, Mark Montuano as the first big to seal his man. If there's one guy that has been an absolute workhorse in this game, it's number 18 of Basilan's team.
Extreme ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas.
But you talk about a guy who, as he misses the first free throw, who emulates really Basilan right now of being a steal.
Still, oh yan.
Bakal.
Yan.
Yan ang kagandahan, no, pag nasa kalagitnaan na tayo ng season natin. Because we always say the first 3-5 games, and it was really obvious the players were maybe 80% of the players working their way into shape. Ngayon, ito na.
Yeah.
Condition na eh.
That's true. Fontanilla. For a way through, Joshua Fontanilla. What a strong finish with the left hand.
What I like about that was the deception as they ran that exit play once again, this time for Gloria. Pinakita niya sa bantay niya na pupuntahan si Gloria from right, and then a quick crossover to the left. Kinaliwa pa yung finish.
Inside, Montuano continues to pour it on.
Once again.
17 points off the bench. Mark Montuano also has 3 rebounds.
That is a combined 37 points between him and Cometa off the bench.
Yung mga unang tinawag ni Coach Arnold from that Basilan bench.
Total of 51 bench points.
That's crazy.
Out of the 76 points of Basilan in this game.
Hesed, Cometa is back on the floor. There's a switch. Montuano on Gabo. Crossover, Hesed. Ball fake inside. Oh. Hesed Gabo was in there in the blink of an eye. 24 points para sa kanya.
So he ended up beneath the rim for him to get that English to extend his arm on the right side and make the basket. And that was a tough one.
Last 2 minutes is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL. Fontanilla drives, back shot, won't go. Montuano with rebound number 4. Fontanilla ang babantay kay Gab Cometa. Trying to work with Wilson here. Cometa fires. Yes! A big shot. Galing kay Gab Cometa. He's got 21 points off the bench. And Basilan is up by 2. Junicio puts the ball on the deck. Andy Santos saves it. Gabo. Atake. Foul. 2 free throws para kay Hesed Gabo.
This was the 3 by Cometa. John Winston went to the same side where Cometa was and just late on the switch Just a little space yung nakita ni Cometa. Opportunistic. Takes advantage, knocks it down.
There might be
Foot on the line.
foot on the line.
I-review nila, no?
Yeah, it might be. Might be.
In a close game, obviously, every point matters.
Only two. Yes, only a two-pointer. I saw the signal. So just a 1-point lead for Basilan.
Correction on the floor. The last three-point conversion of Gab Cometa was a 2-point field goal.
Here's the play. Handoff. Really close, but it looks to
Yeah.
have a slight, maybe 1/4 of an inch.
Gabo rattles that one home.
Game tied.
25 points for Hesed Gabo. That's 19 in the second half. And remember those first 3 minutes of the second half. Robin Ronyo and JV Casio. Basilan. Gabo 2 for 2. Gives Gensan a 1-point lead, 79-78. We'll be right back.
White House steps back into the game. What kind of impact can he make? And what a steal! That way is going to even up the game. D9 in the final moments of the game. Can they make magic? White House wins the game!
Win the game. Easy long with Sports Plus.
Sports Plus is the official sports book of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to visit or to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Wow, CJ Alatica making his Valenzuela debut tonight. King Destacamento also making his Valenzuela debut.
So dalawang defensive players, no, ang dinagdag ni Coach Estong sa kanyang kupunan.
And you've got Jay Collado coming off a
Player of the Week honors.
Player of the Week honor. So
Pero mabigat din naman yung nawala sa kanila. Scoring guard, a ball screen player also. Na si Val Chauca.
with a 6-6 record ang Valenzuela. So Hesed replaced by Sean Andrews for defense. Cometa against Fontanilla. Grabe yung denial. Cometa, he gets it back. Finds Bobby B. Naubusan na shot clock ang Basilan.
Excellent stand defensively para sa Gensan. Sabi mo nga, no, the denials of the staggered screens kay John Wilson, well defended, led to the turnover.
And Gensan will call timeout. Two teams with a timeout each remaining.
Full na tayo. Listen, we press break. Press break natin. Tingnan nyo lang, basta pagkatanggap natin dito. Kailangan banana ka tayo. Ito, tumatakbo to. Kailangan sprint. Sprint. Tapos pagka wala, babalikan nyo na lang. Ha? Yung, Johnny, dito ka, Johnny, ha? Dito ka, huwag ka dito, baka mapaling tayo. Tingnan mo, Anton, just salubungin mo. Defense.
Instructions clear there from Coach Elvis.
Press break. Being strong with the ball. Salubungin ang bola. Sprinting to your spot. Spacing is going to be important every time may pressure, lalo na sa backcourt. The less space you have, it's easier to defend. The more prone to turnover.
Fontanilla will get it across. need to panic here for Basilan. It's just a 1-point game. Fontanilla.
Good pass.
Junicio, 4 to shoot. Gabo from way downtown. He misfires. Gloria can't save it. Coach Arnold.
He's going to take the timeout.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Well, I thought Marvin had a shot right there. That was a good cross-court.
Pagtanggap, no?
Oh, but he seemed to be undecided what to do. He was not really open, but there was a look for a shot right there for Marvin that led to a 35-footer.
79-78, 31.4 seconds remaining. Gensan ang lamang pero bola ng Basilan. Let's listen in to Coach Arnold Oliveros.
John. Ako yan. Ay, wait. Ikaw to. Isa. Frank. Okay, sira dito ha. Backpick. Magkano? Hit. Meron. Amber tayo dyan. Bobby. Okay. Wala, tulak mo na. Huwag ka masyado lumayo. Para pwede ko.
Go, go, execute pare. Tara, for the win, for the win. Go, 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 go.
Mocon to inbound. Montuano, Robin, Balucanag, and Wilson on the floor for Basilan. Wilson against Gloria. Wilson pulls up. Jumper is money para kay John Wilson. And Basilan regains the lead with 27 seconds remaining.
You could see it in his eyes. Now he gave a back pick right here. Received the ball comfortably, little jab step, attack left behind the back. Pull-up J, well contested by the way, by Gloria, who's a long defender. It's just one of those good D, better O.
Okay, pero
Coach Elvis.
bigyan mo na ng screen.
Gensan will
Tingnan mo
get
kung
the
pwede ka
ball back.
tumanggap dito. Importante makuha natin bola. Pag nakuha dito yung bola, ha? Bigyan mo ng back pick to ha. Bigyan ng back pick. Pag nakuha yung bola, bigyan ng back pick. Tapos hando. Diretso tayo. Adi.
Hesed Gabo, Antonio Eusebio, Joshua Fontanilla, Marvin Junicio, and Val Acuña. The 5 on the floor for Gensan. 27.1 seconds remaining. Wala na timeouts parehong kupunan. Both teams also over the limit. Fontanilla gets it to Gabo. 10 seconds. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Junicio fires a 3. No. Rebound Gabo. Fresh shot clock. Nakapatay na. 8 seconds.
They're taking too long. They're down by 1. They should attack now.
Fires a 3. No. Rebound Wilson. And a foul.
Well, I was surprised that Hesed Gabo took too long right here. He wasted about 4 to 5 seconds before he decided. First of all, this is a bad shot. Right? I thought also, as soon as he got the offensive rebound, Val Acuña was corner exiting to his side here on the right. That's why Val was surprised. He had his hands ready. The way he has shot the ball, has made three three-pointers already in this game.
And he had a free lane because
he did.
The defender, for sure, didikit kay Val Acuña.
Correct.
2 for 2 for Wilson.
No more timeouts, obviously.
82-79. Bobby B with the tap, and Basilan pulls off their biggest win of the season. They take down the Gensan Warriors here in Paco 82-79. John Wilson with the heroics down the stretch. But you gotta mention Gab Cometa and Mark Montuano off the bench.
They were outstanding.
He gave us a hard time picking our best player of the game, but we'll give it to John Wilson, who's shot making down the stretch, really proving to be the difference in this ball game. The Season 3 MVP is our best player of the game, brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL. John Wilson finishes with 23 points and 7 rebounds, 5 of 5 from the foul line, including the last 2 free throws.
And the go-ahead basket, which is this one. But you know, I'm going to go to him later. But I thought Basilan, you know, every time you're the underdog team, which Basilan obviously is, right? They set the tone early. Outscored itong Gensan after 2 quarters. Gensan came back in the third, scoring 31. But you have to appreciate what a beautiful sight. You just see that Coach Arnold approaching John Wilson after the game dito midcourt. It was a genuine high five and a hug. You could just see how much they wanted this game.
Panalo ang Basilan against Gensan. Let's go to Mika Abisam.
Maraming salamat. Congratulations, John. Yung decisions mo pa rin down the stretch. Ayan na nga, pinupuri ka ni Gab Cometa. Credit din sa kanya no, sa larong ito tsaka kay Mark Montuano. Pero yung decisions mo nga down the stretch, yung lumayo ka sa depensa mo. John, ikaw pa rin talaga ang naaasahan sa mga ganitong laro.
Ano lang, stay composed. Yun nga, babalik pa rin tayo sa extra shooting, extra workout. So, yung mga ganitong sitwasyon, siguro kahit paano may experience na tayo.
John, one of the biggest wins of Basilan this season, no? Hindi biro ang backcourt ng dati mong team, ang Gensan Warriors, sila Gabo, ang ganda rin ang pinakita nila. Sa tingin mo, paano makakatulong tong experience na to, lalo sa mga bata sa team nyo?
Ano lang, proper practice, not too much run, defensive scheme. Yun lang.
May mga gusto ko bang batiin at pasalamatan, John?
Unang-una, papasalamat ko kay Lord sa mahirap na panalo dahil #1 yung kalaban namin. Siyempre sa relatives at sa biyanan ko nanonood ngayon. Tas happy birthday kay Ate Jack. Shoutouts sa mga taga Muntinlupa, taga Nubali, kina Tita Gia, sa 14, sa Orsolino family, sa mga taga Binawan, kay Nanay, kay Papa, sa tatay nasa heaven, mga kumpare ko sa Binawan Rizal, sa mga hindi ko nakabati, God bless sa inyo.
Maraming salamat. Congratulations, John Wilson. Our play of the game is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. So that's Chris. Ay,
Paabot mo lang sa sponsor namin, Business Sports Promotion, Anak Mindanao Party List, Triple H Construction Developer, Double C Gold Gem Motors, Pal Maritime Corporation, Onyx Sportswear, Power Sportswear. Kay Team Patron, Governor Munji Hataman, Team Honor, Vice Mayor Hajim Purigay, Basilan Steel Management, Executive Director Matthew David, Team Manager Mon Salve. Credit sa mga teammates ko, sa mga coaches ko nag-prepare na this game.
maraming salamat. Deserve naman ang extra bawa. Once again, our player of the game is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. So that's Chris.
Congratulations, John Wilson and the rest of the Basilan Steel with a big win. Gensan only losing for the second time this season, 12-2. Up next, Valenzuela against Bacolod here in the main game in the PACQUIAO'S Arena. We'll be right back.
Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan.